Today, I want to talk about grief. More specifically, I want to talk about what grief can look like when you are not grieving the death of a loved one, but rather the loss of a life that loved one could have had. Incarceration may not seem like a death sentence to some people, but for a mother, a friend, or a spouse, having someone close to you receive a life sentence of imprisonment can feel a lot like death. This form of disenfranchised grief can make it hard to openly mourn the loss out of fear or shame over their crimes. A close family member of mine had a sibling receive a life sentence for the murder of her father, and the complexity of that grief drove her to isolate herself in fear of what others may think. Suffering the loss of two loved ones and battling with herself on who to grieve is something that she should never have had to face alone. People who grieve incarcerated individuals tend to shoulder the guilt of their loved ones' actions, and that guilt keeps them from grieving this loss in a healthy way. It's important that we understand that we cannot control the actions of others, and we also cannot control the way that we feel about others. It is normal for you to feel upset over this loss, and it is okay to mourn it. Take time for yourself and decide what support, if any, you are willing to give your incarcerated loved one. If you are feeling the urge to isolate yourself, there are support groups for families and loved ones of incarcerated individuals that offer a safe place for people to mourn their loss and express their feelings about it. If that isn't enough and you need more support, seek out a therapist or a counselor to talk to. Grieving incarcerated individuals is seen as sort of taboo in our society, but it deserves the same respect one would give to someone grieving the death of a loved one. Stay connected with the people in your life who support you, and remember that you are not alone.